Well, now really, when we go back then to falling in love and say it's crazy.
Baby, take your time.
What's going on, y'all? This is the Square Roundtable podcast. Thank you all for joining us again tonight. Yeah, guys, we're just here having a good time, man, because tonight we have a very special guest with us. She is an amazing singer, songwriter, and a very, very talented artist. Please, y'all, let's go ahead and give it up for my girl, Kemi Banjoko.
Hey, thank you. So sweet.
You're welcome. How you doing tonight, Kemi?
I'm alive.
Nice
That's
answer.
a good
Nice
thing.
response. Yeah, I like that. Alive.
Great response.
Answer.
Nice to take that.
But I'm good. I've just been working on like my projects for school. I'm ready for the semester to end already, please, so I can go.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
It's been chill. How are you?
Also,
Oh, we good.
Yeah,
we
I'm
good. We
feeling it.
good. So this your last semester? You graduated?
No.
Oh. Okay. I was gonna
I got
say.
2 more to go. Two
Okay.
more.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Not bad.
I'm supposed to graduate in summer, so I'm going to take 5 classes next semester. And hopefully I could leave early in May, but if not, it's going to be August. So
I would say it's cool as long as you do it.
Yeah,
Right.
Get that degree.
Right.
Nobody can take it from you.
as long as I leave.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I have 4 years to
Definitely.
go, like I do. Like I got about
Hey,
4 or
it'll
5
go by
years
quick,
left.
man. It'll go by quick.
No, you have 4 more years?
Yeah, because I just started software engineering last year. So
Okay,
yeah.
that's dope. Engineering's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's your major?
Mine's is studio art. So
Oh.
it's a wide variety of like different mediums. So you could take a class like photography, painting, drawing, graphic design, whatever you could get. It's pretty cool.
It's
And
tough.
she dope.
Yeah,
She
that sounds
dope,
pretty
y'all.
cool.
She the real deal.
yeah.
I've
No,
seen
yeah,
it in
of course.
person.
That's awesome.
I've seen it in person, so I know.
Oh, thank you, Mike. It's not easy. It's not. But it's fun at the same time, though. I will
It
say
is.
that.
It is.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
enjoy. You learn to enjoy it as an artist.
You do. You appreciate it more.
Yeah. I think with us, like with me and you, the thing why we say it's fun and it's hard because you have to meet deadlines.
Oh, man.
So like you don't want to
It's
do that,
so-
and when you get deadlines, it doesn't become fun anymore.
No, it doesn't. It's so ashy. The 11:59.
Not
It's so
ashy.
ashy.
Yeah,
It's so
Yeah.
ashy.
yeah.
Because you have to like, it's not even 12 midnight. You have to get in by 11:59, and that's it. That one little minute doesn't even
They
matter.
want to take that minute from you, man. They
They
want you to have it.
do. I don't understand.
No, yeah, that 11:59 is trash. I'm like, and I just be needing that little extra, 60 seconds. I'm like, come on, y'all. Like,
Well,
y'all
you
could
could give me 5 minutes.
Hey,
Yeah.
my laptop crashes. Like,
Exactly.
No,
does
I've had
that
that happen so many times. Oh my god, it's a struggle, but no, certainly that studio art is crazy. I've seen it firsthand.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Man,
insane.
It's insane. Like I know when I was in undergrad, simply because like at that point in time I really had nothing else to do. It was
Okay.
so I was just like, okay. And I went to high school. I went to a magnet high school for visual arts. So I was just like, I like to draw.
Same.
Oh, you too?
I went to the CAB. I think it's pretty much considerate, but I went to the CAB School of the Arts.
Oh, okay.
And that, oh gosh.
Isn't it fun though? Because I'm Tri-Cities over here.
Yes.
Isn't that fun?
It's fun, but they you gotta keep your grades up too to stay in the school. So that
You do.
Yeah.
But I thought college was gonna be the same way though. So when I tried to go take an art class in college, I was like, "Oh, bro, this sweet, bro. I just gotta draw." You know what I'm saying?
Big fella.
No.
Oh,
You thought.
I dropped that class so fast. I didn't even get the first assignment done. I was like, "This is trash. I gotta go." So expeditiously. So,
Bruh.
so my hat goes off to you. Like, definitely, you're doing great things. So for you to be so close to the finish line and you're sticking with it and you're doing well and you have time to do extracurricular, we're so proud of that. So,
Thank you, you guys.
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate the love. Like, you know, I'm really just happy and proud that I'm getting through this semester with a breeze. My GPA is back up. I ended up on
Nice.
the dean's list. I was like, how did
Nice.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the
That's
club.
cool.
Okay.
These this in the house.
Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
It was funny because like I didn't even know until I looked at my email and it was just
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, you're on the summer's dean list. I was like, I was just trying to get my GPA up. Like, okay,
Yeah, there you go. That's
that's
what's up.
really cool.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's a big accomplishment. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah,
it going.
no. Seriously.
Oh, yeah,
So we covered we know you're an artist. You go to school for studio art.
Yes.
I wanted to know specifically, like, what is, I guess, your favorite medium to work in, like, with your art? Like, what do you use? Like, are you big on paint, charcoal? And also, has, matriculating through college, has that helped you with refining your art style? Has it given you more options for what you can do? Like, just some of the stuff I'd like to know.
Oh, most definitely. I would say like through all the ups and downs, like going to school as an art studio major, it definitely has like introduced me to different mediums that I didn't even know I was going to do. Cause naturally I was always the girl that just sketched with a pencil and paper and anything I could grab. Cause supplies is expensive, people.
Way too expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so when I got into, the university at Georgia State, like I started taking all these different classes and I realized like I really love photography. I really love charcoal. I used to hate charcoal because it was so messy, but that's the whole point. You're supposed to embrace that messy side of creating with charcoal. And then I got into oil paint, which I learned about oil paint and the difference from like acrylic, because I always used to use acrylic because acrylic is affordable.
Straight up.
So I could definitely say it definitely taught me how to expand my skills more instead of just being in my comfort zone all the time of just doing the same thing. And it definitely teaches you about discipline of how to do certain methods and how to actually be more professional as an artist before you go out into the real world. So, and I would say my top favorite medium so far that I've learned I really love is digital art. Like I really love making digital art.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, you and my brother have a lot in common because he's huge on digital art.
Yeah.
I gotta check out the art then.
Yeah, definitely. I'm okay. I mean,
He's like, I dabble.
I started.
What?
I
I can't believe Josh over there downplaying himself.
Right? Exactly.
Don't downplay
Yeah,
your talent.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I dabble with it. I mean, I haven't been doing it that long, but yeah. Much like you, I've always been someone that was more comfortable or just use the medium with a pencil more often because, like you said, I can just grab a pencil. I can find a pencil on the street. Not that I would use a pencil on the street, but you can find a pencil on the street and maybe some paper on the street as well.
Hey.
Yeah,
Go
you
at
can.
Yeah,
Go at it, man.
I wouldn't recommend that, but it's really it's just a really easy way to just get into it. But
you gotta start from the basic essentials of it. Because before I had a sketchbook, I would use literally the printing paper my dad had, and he would get mad though. He'd be like, "Stop wasting paper." So you gotta start somewhere, You
do. Same story with me. It started with sketching.
Yeah.
And then, cause I didn't even know that I was gonna do any kind of art because I was one of the children that I taught myself how to draw watching the cartoons and stuff.
Heck yeah.
So see, that's why me and her connected so good. Cause we them self-taught people. So like I learned as I went, and just like Josh, just like you could be like, I used to get my sketch pad, my notebook. I used to draw on notebook paper. Like just the other day, I was cleaning out my closet, and I found like notebooks of like all my old little comics I used to make and my drawings and stuff. Yeah. And it's just wild when you like see where you were when you was like 10 and where your thought process and like your imagination was. And it's like, it's like, that's why it's so important to have your imagination from when you were like a child, because it was so broad, because you wasn't thinking about nothing else. It was just, I'm finna draw. No. Like now you be thinking so much about stuff, you know, you lose that imagination. So once I got into college too, what was the first thing I ever used besides sketching? Oh, it was charcoal. That was the first medium I ever used was charcoal.
Oh, okay.
And I think
it's a good medium.
And then I got pastels. I didn't do oil. I didn't do oil painting, but I did do like, you know, regular acrylic. Man. And then you know my last semester that I was doing watercolor because you used to come into class. So that was my favorite one to do, and I had never done it before, but that was my favorite one. So
I actually just got that class for next semester, by the way. So I'm excited.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I have to check your stuff out. Then you gotta share some art.
I do. I be kind of sleeping on my art. I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time I've really drawn people consistently and like had commissions come in, because I tried to do it before, but the issue is because I was too nice. I'm still a nice person, but I was too nice before. So every time I say, oh yeah, I'll draw you, but you gotta pay me. And then the day would come and they'll be like, I ain't got it. And I'm just like,
I need that money.
I need the check, son.
I guess I'm hanging this up in my house then.
For real. I'm gonna just have a bunch of portraits of people I met once. So it's just like, it is what it is. But yeah. No, and that's good to have that passion for it. But yeah, go ahead, Josh. What's up, man?
Yeah, Kemi, I was just gonna ask, how are you with keeping sketchbooks? Because I've always been terrible with sketchbooks. I have like just drawings and papers everywhere that I keep in several binders.
I'm actually terrible too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was gonna say I suck at. I just lost one like 2 weeks ago.
Oh god.
I cannot find it to save my life.
I definitely keep them though. I will say, like, I try to make sure I fill the whole thing. That's good. Also at the same time, I'm so terrible because like I'll try to like use the whole thing and then I'll start over in a whole nother one and not have the patience to finish the next one.
It's nothing like a crisp nude. Yeah.
Oh, a crisp sketchbook.
Oh man. Nice clean pages.
Nice cold cover.
You know what I'm saying?
Smell of it all.
Walmart. Look, I got sketchbooks at the house I ain't never even drawn in, but I'm going through Walmart. I'm like, ooh.
Right.
That sketchbook.
Right, that $20 sketchbook looks amazing.
It be looking expensive. I'll be like, ooh.
But I definitely say I do decently well. Like I have a whole one right here. I wish I could. Oh, actually, hold on. I got it. I got a whole one right here.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's dope. Yep.
The throwback.
Oh, yeah. That's a throwback for real.
So I do decent for the most
I would say these be my sketchbooks sometimes. Notebooks.
You got the college rule.
Okay.
The college rule.
Like
you ain't alone.
I'm telling you, man. Like you see all this is like paper, just like drawings. Yeah, see, she knows. Look, you always gotta label it something and draw on it so you'll know it's your sketchbook.
That's hilarious. Nah.
Like these things are probably like 5 years old right here.
But you gotta keep those. It's memory.
Yeah, you got to.
It's documentation of your progress.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think so. I just got to get, like, Joshua gets on me all the time for that because I have all the stuff I used to do in high school, even stuff that like I've done months ago, like it's just everywhere. And Joshua will find it. He's a great brother, man. He'll find my stuff, put it together for me, like, here, bro. Don't. Actually,
That's
I'm not gonna lie.
sweet.
That is nice, man.
Because he was cleaning up his room the other night and found a picture that I did, and I was like, "Oh man, throw that away. That's trash." He's like, "Nah, dude, this is dope. Keep it around." Like, so yeah, I'm horrible. I'm gonna get better, guys.
Yeah, look at him being your biggest supporter, man.
Oh yeah, but
keep it up, Josh.
Yeah, keep that going.
Right.
You know. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. You know, I just like other people's art and just other people's creativity.
Yeah.
But,
You gotta keep that alive, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's important.
No, it is.
Most definitely. But as far as the music is concerned, Kemi, how do you go about documenting your progress in your music?
So basically what I do, I love recording like every aspect of me working. So sometimes I'll use like my iPad, I'll use my phone, as long as I can have like some type of room to show, like even when I mess up, even when I re-record something like 50 million times, I'll keep it. And, you know, I feel like it's important because it definitely shows how you grow as an artist. So that's like ways that I, you know, capture those moments. And then sometimes I'll go ahead and I'll put them into one montage behind the scenes and then put it out like that.
Oh wow.
To show people.
That's cool. So you're not afraid to show your like mistakes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not afraid because I feel like people put, especially artists, they put so much pressure on themselves to like show only the good side of things, and they don't show like the flaws. Like there's flaws to making art. You just have to embrace it. It's perfectly fine to mess up. You just try again and improve it. So I want to be transparent with people and show them like, you know, you don't have to be like 100% perfect to be a dope like artist.
Yeah. I'm sure that takes a lot of the pressure off too, because you're not just like, okay, I gotta keep up this facade that like, you know, I get out of bed like this singing every day. You know, I can't. I don't have to.
Like I told y'all this week, like it was ghetto.
Right.
Keep it real with y'all.
Yeah, I mean,
and I got through it.
You got through it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely some good stuff though. Transparency is especially like with, you can see it though, like because I've you know of different artists and stuff like that, and you can hear through their music. You're like, you know what? Okay. Like I always like to use Adele as an example. It's like her stuff is extremely transparent. It's like I can always tell what's going on with you from the music. Versus other artists to where it's just like, okay, you didn't even write that, you know, and it's like you can, so it's you know, it's evident, you can just tell, and it's not saying that it makes a song bad or good, but you know, I do think it's something to an artist that is 100% transparent with their art, you know, and that's with visual art and performing art, like all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like especially being honest as an artist is a way that people can connect with you, that it still shows that you have some humanity to you, some realism to you. So I feel like that's very important. And even like the people, you know, the ones that you hear and you're like, they probably didn't write this. Like, I feel like as long as they convey it like they did, you know, it can still connect to someone as well.
No, definitely. And speaking of that, I wanted to know, like, as far as like performing arts and visual arts, like what are your influences? Like who do you listen to? Who do you watch? All that good stuff.
Oh gosh.
Well, really, honestly, earlier before this, and I'm glad we actually got a chance to talk a little bit, because you and me, we got a lot of the same like favorite artists. Like
we do.
Here we go.
I mean, I'm talking about, man.
It's a lot. I listen to a lot of people. So like if I was to name how many artists I listen to, we would be here all day.
Yes.
How about like a top 5 or something, you know? Go stop the top 5.
Oh God. It's so hard. But I would definitely say on the top of my head, because growing up, I'm very influential, especially by female artists like Sade, like Lauryn Hill, like Scott, Erykah Badu.
Okay.
definitely like Janae Aiko. I definitely love, oh gosh, so much. I definitely love, of course, Beyonce. I love Beyonce, especially for her work ethic as well as an artist.
Yeah. No, she works really hard. Yeah, for
She
sure.
She does.
Yeah.
She puts her whole
sure.
soul and her spirit into what she does. I definitely love like artists like, of course, like Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm very much an old school soul, like Stevie Wonder, like Michael Jackson. Like the list goes pretty on. Yeah. So Igmong Heap, like I told you like earlier before, like Fro, they're really dope.
Fro's, that's my group right there, man.
They're so good.
And
I love like System of the Down too. Like my range just goes all over the place.
Yeah, that's some heavy stuff. System, like that's my band right there.
They're so good.
It
I'm
seems
telling
like Chad have similar music taste. Drake has to be somewhere on the.
Yeah, Drake has to be there somewhere at all. Like,
I like Drake.
Has to.
Chad loves Drake.
I do. That's my guy. I can't lie.
I can't stand here and act like I don't like Drake. I love old Drake, new Drake, like especially old Drake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely good time.
And Kemi, you know that's one of the ways that we kind of connected too with like music. Because remember we always used to talk about like the music we listened to, and like we had a lot of similarities. So it was like, we was here. We was here from the start. Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah,
like, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, because she was like, "You an old soul too." I was like, "Yeah, man. I'm right there with you. Cause
like I really love old school music like so much. My dad grew me up on it. Not to cut you off. I'm so sorry.
No, you fine. Cause all I was gonna say is like, you know, speaking about that, like even with some of the artists you name. Like, how do you feel about like this new wave of like R&B? Like, I would say like now it's even more like pop R&B.
It's pop
because it's not like you still have like neo soul artists, but they're more like underground artists. Yeah, and, you know, instead of like the people that's always out on who they have, who their music they advertise, and I was like, do you feel like R&B kind of losing its soul a little bit, or like is certain artists you see that can like carry the mantle, like they have the new girls, the lineups. What's her? Ariana Lennox. Am I saying her name right?
Yeah, Ari Lennox. Yes.
Ari Lennox. Even like Janelle Monáe.
Oh, she's great.
Jasmine Sullivan. Like I feel like those are kind of keeping it alive. So like.
No, you named them the good examples. No, I definitely think I definitely feel like the soul of R&B is still there, very much so. I feel like it's more, it's new styles now with it. I feel like it has more of an abstract thing to it because before, like back in the 90s, like. The 90s, of course, the best type of R&B too. Yeah. Like they just had that unique nostalgic sound, but now like people are very experimenting with like different instruments and technology. So I feel like artists like her and like Ari Lennox, like you said, and Janae, like I feel like it's such different new voices coming into it. Because back then in R&B, if you think about it, you had to like really have that soulful voice.
Yeah.
Like you had to sing, but now there's like all different types of voices. You can like sing, talk, you can rap on an R&B beat. Right. Like sing, talk. You can pull it off different ways. I think people are adding. I think the soul is still there. I definitely think the influence is still there, but I think people are approaching it in a new, innovative way, per se.
Yeah, I can kind of attest to that. For me, it's like because when you say I'm a little bit of a stickler, like I said, because I love it. Like I'm a music fiend. Like me and my brother Joshua can tell you, we were just talking about that the other day. Like I was just like the women that are really like holding up that old school R&B sound are not getting like the praise they deserve. I'm just like, yo,
we can talk about that. We can't.
Not at all.
Look, right now, my top 3 as far as women like holding down that old school R&B sound. You got Kehlani, like Summer Walker, and my girl Sid, like holding it down. I'm just like, where's their praise at? I'm like,
and I think it's because nowadays people, unfortunately, especially for like Black women in music, they always look for this one type of look and style. Because you have to be a certain way, like unfortunately in today's society, to be blown up, you know? And so I feel like for the Summer Walkers and the Sids and like, you know, all of them, like they just have a unique style to them that I definitely feel like is slept on, most definitely. Like it's sad because there's so much different spectrums to Black female artists, and I feel like they do deserve the praise, you know? Like Summer Walker, she represents for your girls like who sing about like heartbreak and everything, but she also deals with her anxiety. And then, you know, you sing through Sid, who, you know, she has her own like masculine type of like style to her stuff, and she can connect to that audience. And then you got your Kehlanis, like you said, like, you know, a girl who embraces both sides of the spectrum. And you know, she's very like free and open with like who she is. And I feel like when it comes to things that are unique, it's like people are embracing them, but at the same time, it's like if you don't have that certain like look or niche that's for mainstream or anything, you're just gonna get under the rug. And that's not fair.
It's not.
No.
It's not.
Because let the white artists do that. Oh yeah.
No, and I was about to say that. All right, let them. And this is coming from a guy that, because I kind of grew over the years as far as like what I was into. But if I had to like nail it down, pop is my favorite genre. I'm big on pop.
Yes.
But so this is coming from a dude that mostly listens to pop. But it's just like the thing that's scary to me about music is that these other genres that were so starkly different and had these sounds that were just like, wow, I'm not getting that from anything else. They all want to meld into that pop aesthetic. And it's like, you don't have to do that. Like, don't do that.
Not
like,
all the time.
Not all the time. Like, I'm big on country too. And it's like, you listen to a country song and it sounds like a rap song now. I'm like, come on, guys.
I got that like EDM kind of like sound to it, like the crap sound, like that house sound. I'm like, what's going on here? Why is it like some poppy? Like, I want you to really have that soul, that country soul. Where's that at?
Exactly. Like, are you saying in the sense of like, with Black artists, it seems like they always have to do that same kind of 2 genres in every single other genre, basically? Yeah.
It's not even mostly with Black artists. I like to kind of, and it's tough usually when you make blanket statements like that, but I really think it is, because in a lot of music genres, everything, just like, it's really the culture that we have now. Because if you think about, you know, social media, all this kind of stuff, everything is instant gratification. I don't have to work for it. So it's like when I'm listening to a song, when I'm like, I think a lot of old, you know, Brad Paisley, or like my favorite song by India Ari. I think it's called Ready for Love. That kind of thing where it's like a slow burn. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and you're just like, damn, you know, but it's like these newer songs, it's just like, oh, okay, here's the chorus, here's the hook, and the song's over. It's like, you don't have to work for it. And like you're a musician.
2-minute song.
It's a 10-minute song. So, and I know you can attest to the fact that like, country music, R&B, that's some of the best like instrumentation you're gonna ever hear. That's so, and it's like when these artists do it now, like I was complaining to Joshua, a lot of my favorite, because you're in the rock music too, you know, a lot of my favorite rock bands, they don't use guitar anymore. The guitar is totally new Paramore.
Is that not crazy, bro? Is that not crazy, bro? Like,
what? That exists.
And I think it's because everything is so saturated now with technology. Like, there's so much you can do with technology now where you don't even need instruments anymore.
No.
So,
Right.
you know,
No.
back then it was different. It's organic. Now it's like, you know, oh, I could just find, you know, a guitar sound and just throw it on there. That's it.
Yep. Drop it
Yeah.
in the sample.
Everything
Right.
is
Yeah.
So
FL
artificial.
It's
Yeah.
artificial. Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's you know, it's I see the positive of it because it's like it makes things easier. But I think it takes away people from actually learning about instruments and how to play them and the scales and like everything that comes with it.
Thank you. I'm glad
Like,
you said that.
Takes
Yeah.
away
yeah, you
from
gotta
the
learn
takes
the
away from the art. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
craft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's
one of
why.
my
What
Yeah.
were you about to say?
oh, I'm sorry. I
No,
just
you're
keep
good.
talking all over y'all.
No,
I'm
no,
so
no, no, no.
sorry.
You're
All
good.
good.
You're perfectly fine.
This is great.
Okay.
No, it's a
Yeah.
really good. It's a really good conversation.
It
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
one of my friends, he produces,
Oh, wow.
and he's an amazing producer. Like he's growing every time like he shows me something. And a lot of his beats are piano bass. And I told
what's
him
up.
like you should learn how to play piano. Cause like, yeah, it's good to like play it on there, but to actually get like a physical piano and learn like the
Mhm.
keys and everything, it just
Mhm.
adds so much more of like a organic feel to the song. You know.
It does.
Yeah.
it really does.
Yeah.
And like for me, I like I'm a huge fan of the bass. Like, and I love when I'm listening to a
Yes.
song and you can hear the feedback. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
stuff that you can't hear
Yes.
when the computer, you know, tries to recreate a
It tried
bass
to mimic.
sound. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You can tell. Like
you can really tell.
Like
You
I
can
was
really
listening
tell.
to a song I love to use is ATLians by Outkast.
Ah!
You can hear the
Yes.
bass and the horns.
Yeah.
You can hear like all of that. If you like really just
Mhm.
close your eyes and listen to it, you can hear the do 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 do
Yes.
do do do. Like bro, like you can't get that now. Like with songs now, it's like you can tell when it's like an
Mhm.
artificial sound or you know it's
Right.
a drum because it'll keep replaying and you'll hear the same sound. Like
You
when
will.
you hear it organic, you can tell where they might have
Exactly.
skipped a beat or they might have slipped on a string or something or they might have hit the wrong key.
Mhm.
But it's okay because like you said, it's those
Right.
flaws. Those flaws, that's what makes, you know, the art even better.
So
Like,
much better.
And just like going back to like, you know, the R&B, the women in R&B now, like with black
Mhm.
women. Another artist who came to mind when y'all was talking was Jasmine Sullivan. She doesn't get as half of the credit that she
She
should.
doesn't- she
Because
gets
she is
nothing.
probably one of the best singers
Gosh.
out. But like you
The
said,
best
it's the look
vocalist.
because she doesn't have the look or she's not always, you know, in the news and all that. Her music suffers for
Right.
it because she has some great songs and her voice is like so
So
strong.
great.
And I hate that happens to her because she really should be up there with all of the female artists that's out
Yeah.
right now. And she
She
always
should.
has like the back seat, but like even in her songs, you can hear when they play like the guitars and the pianos and stuff. Like it's great. I was just listening to what song?
Her
was
new
that?
song that came out.
Yeah, and then I was listening to one of her old songs. I think it's I'm in
Yeah.
love with I'm in love with another man, and I was like,
Mhm.
I ain't even a
Yes.
woman, but I feel that song. I was like, I feel you, Jasmine. It be like that sometimes. Like that's how I feel you.
That's how you know the song good. When you ain't even the gender or nothing, you feel
Man.
from the
feel
point
it.
of view.
Exactly. Like speaking on that kind of feeling, like I kind of felt everything you were talking about on Connection.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, it's a really great song.
Yeah,
Thank you. That means a lot. That I wrote that song when I was like 19. That's the wild thing. So
wow.
Fun little pop video fact.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, go ahead, Marcus.
No, I was just gonna tell her like I'm just so proud of her that she's doing this because she used to tell me like she was gonna start her singing and and all of that. And when I saw her like starting to post it, I was like, "Yay, she's doing it!
Yeah.
She's killing it!" Like,
That's
you
what's
know.
up.
And I be
That's
making
what's
little
up.
comments like when she do a little like short little video. I think it was one video you had like the pan, and it was like over your bed. And I was like, oh, I gotta make a film comment. Like I told her about it. She's like, yeah, and we was just going back and forth. So like, I'm just like, really, I'm so proud of you because you're really doing it. So you know, just keep it up. So like, I seen the process. So I've been there. So I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. This is so sweet. Thank you, you guys. Like, I'm glad that you guys are telling me this because that's all I want to do with my music is. Like how, you know, Josh was saying, like how Mark is saying, like I just want people to feel something from my music and my videos and see like organically, authentically, like who I am and the effort I put into it. And that means a lot that you guys are saying this.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you're so welcome. 100%.
Yeah, how'd you get that camera up there anyway?
Right.
How'd you do that?
So basically, my sister's room, that was my sister's room, she has a fan at the top of the ceiling. And so what I did, I took my phone camera and I just like, I pretty much aimed it from there and made sure the fan didn't move. And it's sad. And I had to like re-record it sometimes to see to make sure I was like in the shot. And that's pretty much how that came to be.
Wow, that's what's up. All that DIY camera work.
Yeah. When it's on the spot, you just think you don't be like, how can I get this shot? You just like, oh, let me try this. So because I didn't want like a one simple shot the whole time. Like I wanted to get like angles and stuff as much as I could in my own house. So I was like, let's put this on the fan, and it worked out. you made me feel so proud. Like as a film person, I was so happy. I was like, oh, look at her doing her thing.
That makes me happy because you're a film person. So to hear that I did a good job, like
no, you did a great job because a lot of people, a shot like that, like when you do it professionally, most of the time they build a set and there's no roof over the room so they could get shots like that. Yeah. So the fact that you did that, that's why I was like saying that to you because I was like, that's really good because like you're in an actual room and you got that shot. So like with the phone too, like that's what make it even better. So hey,
that's dope.
You know, I'll be nerding out when I see my film stuff.
Yeah, I already know that was a Marcus question right there.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Oh yeah.
So you talked about you wrote your song when you wrote that song in particular when you were 19.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know, like, what is your writing process like now, especially with you know, having to isolate and quarantine? Has that helped your writing process? Not really being able to go anywhere, or like, are you somebody that gets your inspiration from actually being in public or outside?
I am not gonna lie, like it was pretty difficult a bit because I do, like you said, I get my writing from my life experiences. And I feel like if I don't have any life experiences, I can't get any type of, you know, influence or to write about at all. Because of course I can make up a scenario and act like it happened, but you know, I feel it's such a different feeling when you actually go through something and you write it out. So with that song in particular, like I got into a new relationship at the time. So the emotion I felt from that, it came from writing that song. And so for me, I would say during this time, at the same time, it was difficult, but at the same time, it wasn't, because this was a vulnerable time for me to actually like face myself in a very more isolated place. Cause like I'm used to, you know, experiencing stuff with my friends and like school and like my family outside of my house. So I really had to like face myself in an uncomfortable way and really feel emotions that I didn't face with myself through those times that I was busy. So I would say it gave me inspiration at the end of the day. It wasn't simple, but yeah.
Oh,
And
that's pretty cool.
I would say my writing process, basically how I write a song in general, you mean?
Yeah, like, are you, because I always like to ask artists, like, because I think it's interesting whether you start from, like, let's say you are big on production and you like to make a full song before lyrics, or are you a person that you have it all in your head and you write lyrics, then you do accompaniment around what you already wrote?
Oh, okay. So yeah, definitely I would say since like I was a little girl, like I would literally make up songs in my head. So I wouldn't even need like the sound of it, because I would be, it's weird. I tell people this, but it's like I'm producing in my head in a way, but I haven't learned like the technological, like I haven't reached that level yet to bring it to life. So usually I'll come up with the melody in my head. I think of like what instrument's going to start this, and then what transitions are going to be this. So it's like I'm pretty much putting together the whole song, like the arrangement in my mind. I like write it out, and I pretty much like go from there and fill the arrangement with words. So.
Oh, well, yeah, that's kind of tough, man. Like, 'cause, even writing down, because I always kind of downplay myself, but I mean, it really is. You know, it's tough. It's really tough putting words on paper. Because I mean, I've tried it. You know, just kind of like trying to form something, whether it's a paper or it's a song or a poem, just anything. But to be able to do that and, you know, not have to write anything down or have any kind of accompaniment, which for me, that would be kind of like motivation. Like I'm listening to a beat, like, yeah, this beat hitting hard. I can write something now. I can write. so
I'm gonna come in like this.
Right, I'm gonna come in like this. I'm coming in, bro. Just keep the beat playing.
Exactly.
But that's an awesome thing to be able to do. Like that's really cool.
Thanks.
It is. It's funny because go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just saying, okay.
No, I was saying it's funny that you said that, because that's exactly how I write like my story. Like,
oh really?
I have all of it in here before I even put it down. Like when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I got this person. They're gonna be sitting in this scene. It's gonna be like this. It's gonna be day. It's gonna be night. This song might be playing in the background. They got this color on. Like I visualized everything before I even put it down on paper.
Exactly.
And when I write it out, it looked like chicken scratch, but it's because I'm trying to get everything out at one time, because I'm seeing it as I go. And I know with me, I actually use music to write any kind of story, because at the time, like I might be listening to a song and that might give me an idea. Like I think I told Chad and them, I came up with a whole like Western just from one song I was listening to one time. And I listened to it. I kept listening to it. It's, what's the song? It's called King. I can't pronounce the artist's name, but it's from Django, from the soundtrack.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, and I was listening to it, and I always loved the song, but I was like, when I actually listened to it, it's a story. And I looked at the lyrics, and I was like, okay, So I said, what if I change him to her, and then make that into a story? And I started to like write for like a character, and I made a timeline of when it happened. And I'm still working on it now. As you know, Kemi, as us artists, writers, it takes us forever to write something. But you know, we're gonna finish it eventually. But
regardless.
You know, it's just so cool, because you know, when you write, you just get this you know, fulfillment and like, you know, happiness or sadness. Like you could take stuff from your life and put it in there. So when I heard you say that, I was like, that's crazy, because that's exactly how I do when I'm in my writing process.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That makes me happy to hear, because usually when I explain to people, they're just like, how the hell do you do this?
I know exactly what you go through. Like, it's a lot. It's like you have like 5 different things going on in your head at one time.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, and I think we can all agree on the fact that anime music is some of the best motivational music that exists.
It really is.
100%.
Man,
It really is.
100%.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It'll get you hyped. Man,
It'll get you
especially
super
in the
hyped.
moment.
Uh-huh. Oh, I used to listen to that when I used to write my paper for college. I used to like, put it on. I was like, let me write this real quick. So you have a nine-page paper done in like done in an hour and a half, bro. I was like, I'm writing.
Dmitri
I was like,
it gets you pumped.
It really
does,
does,
man.
It really does.
Man, let me tell y'all, Demetrius, man, back when me and him were in our college dorms together, man, this guy was the plug for anime music. Like, he hooked me up with all the good anime music, bro. Like, that's my guy, man.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have that one person.
Definitely.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
I got the whole playlist ready.
Man, you were like, yo, give me something with a rock. I was like, I got you, bro. Here you go. Just a couple songs out real quick. You hip hop? Dipping it out.
Real. And that's another thing, right? That Demetrius, I literally didn't listen to hip hop before I met Demetrius. Did not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, you could have fooled me. You could have fooled me.
No, Demetrius was the plug, man. He introduced me to the first thing when I met Demetrius. Like, he introduced me to Kendrick Lamar, Childish Gambino, Logic. J. Cole, and those were some of the first guys. Yeah, those were some of the first guys I listened to. And
he came in the door and I was like, yo, listen to this shit right here.
Demetrius, you are a superhero. Let me tell you, you're a superhero for that, man.
For real.
If Chad would have came up to me talking about he ain't never heard of none of them, I'd have been like,
I would have been shocked. Oh my god.
I was really heavy. I was heavy on like I was really, because this was fresh out of high school. So my high school days, I was big on rock music. Like, that's all I did. Like, I was just like, yeah, Linkin Park, System of a Down, Breaking Benjamin. That was all I did. Yeah, Flyleaf.
Yeah, Flyleaf.
What do you want to talk about, Bill?
Yeah, and
now they're taking me back.
It's funny because it's funny that Chad said that because for me in elementary school I was huge on rap. Like, the first rapper I listened to was Kanye in the 5th grade.
He always bringing up Kanye. Always gonna bring up Kanye.
Got to. Kanye's culture.
Kanye is culture. He,
right now,
doing their personal lives, it don't have nothing to do with their music.
Separate the man from the culture, or the man from the art. Yeah.
Separate the man from the art. There
we go.
Yeah. Because like I always tell people, bro, no matter what Kanye do, College Dropout is still one of the greatest rap albums of all time. Okay?
That's a classic.
Yeah, you can't take that from them.
That's one album I can listen to every song and the skits and everything all the way through. Like, I don't skip one song. So
it's
shout out to
untypical.
College Dropout. Yes.
I also appreciate that he was not only like a dope rapper, but he produced really well.
Yes, a lot of great songs.
Still does.
A lot of songs. I found out he produced Alicia Keys, You Don't Know My Name. That whole thing.
Really? I didn't know that. Oh wow.
Okay.
That's what's up. No. I mean, he really is, as far as like, I gotta give it to him, because even in fashion, you look at his clothes and it's just like, wow. Even though in my lifetime, I probably won't be able to afford it, but I like looking at
arm.
I'll get you a white T-shirt, bro. I'll get you one of those white T-shirts, man.
Hey, appreciate it. But it's just like, but you got to give it to him as far as like musically, because like I said, guys, I'm a music nerd. Like, and Demetrius is part of that for the hip hop side of it, and Marcus got me into a lot of old school hip hop too. So I always surf the web, and I look at a lot of Kanye's beats that weren't even fully produced, like, and it's just like, yo, if this was actually a song, it'd be crazy. It's really good stuff, man. He's definitely a genius for what he does. Like,
besides his personal life, he definitely has a stamp in music. I'll never take that away from him.
Yeah, that's why
Oh.
you never
Oh, no.
learn people's personal life. You just stick to the art. You know, never learn what they do outside the art.
Right, never meet your heroes.
Exactly, never meet your heroes. Like for all I know,
Sorry,
all
so
he thinks about is music.
Right, to all the listeners out there, never meet your heroes.
Little nugget.
Hey, you know, but
but then meet your heroes because it's fun.
Yeah, because even through this podcast, I've met several of them already. So,
Right, exactly.
And they seem to be good people.
Right.
But
not all of them are
people
bad.
out there.
Right,
Yeah.
so far. But yeah, Kemi, you said something really interesting. And it really stuck out to me. And it's something that a lot of people don't really talk about because every day, and I think about this all the time, and why not? You know, I have so much free time, but you know, going through your daily activities, you know, going to the store, hanging out with your friends, going to school, working, you know, your job, dealing with boyfriends, girlfriends, all of that kind of stuff. Even though, you know, you're present, you're really not present for you. You don't really get too much time. You don't get too much time to spend with yourself. And just the psychological implications of you saying that, and that was really cool, that you can just be around the house and it kind of forces you to come into contact with yourself and be alone with your thoughts and your flaws and things you love about yourself, things you don't like. And it gives you a chance to kind of, you know, break all the monotony and be like, oh, wow, so this is who I am, you know, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So did that process like birth any new music for you, or any music or even artistically, like visual art? Did that, you know, process give you any new ideas for, you know, what you would do with painting or anything like that?
Yeah, like most definitely. I feel like being indoors with myself, like even though, like you said, you have to face yourself, it definitely inspired me to come up with new ideas. It definitely inspired me to do my research, like actually like watch videos and really watch like movies and everything to kind of give me ideas of things I could create myself. So I definitely feel like it pushed me to want to try new things too. Like I remember during this quarantine, especially, I feel like maybe one of you guys seen. I feel like maybe Mark has seen it. But I did like a quarantine series where I took pictures of like myself and different things, and I captioned each of the photos, and I basically just told my experience through quarantine of how it's feeling.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. I remember
cool.
that. I did see that, yeah.
And I did like a part 1, 2, and 3 of it. And it was just a creative way for me to express how I was feeling, because I was like, I could sulk during this time, or I could just make something artistic out of it. So it was kind of like an impulse of inspiration from being indoors. Definitely.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. It's always you know, I'm glad to hear stuff like that, because of course, you know, these times that we're having right now, you know, it's definitely tragic. It's tragic in a lot of ways, but the thing that I find so interesting is just like I said, the psychological implications behind it. The fact that now we're kind of in a new world, and I like to see people that I've known and people that I've associated myself with, and how they came out of this on the other side. And it's just interesting to see that, because even you know, our podcast was, you know, literally birthed because we were in quarantine and had nothing to do. So yeah,
that's awesome though.
Yeah, appreciate that. But it's the same story for a lot of people. You'd be surprised, like the people that we've had on the show, we talked to, and they're like, yeah, I started doing this because we were in quarantine, or, you know, I didn't start making music until we were in quarantine.
Right.
Or people that own whole art studios, or, you know, music, and we'll get into that later, like building your own recording studio that, you know, they just started doing that within the last 4 months, you know. So it's pretty cool. It's cool stuff.
Like I feel like definitely it took me time to really also force me to reconnect with my childlike self. because even in my even before COVID, like before like the Fire Nation attacked, I literally
I love it.
Hey.
Fire Nation attack. I was busy with school and work, and you know, I was in a group at the time with two of my homies, like working on music. Like I didn't have time to really, you know, indulge in anime or manga like I used to when I was like younger. And I didn't have time to really reconnect to that side of me that, you know, was just had time for myself to zen and those type of things. So I feel like also it was a time of making new projects, but it was a time of reconnecting with a side of me that I felt like I lost a bit as I got older. So yeah.
Doesn't it feel good though?
It does.
It does.
Right?
Oh man, it feels so good.
Definitely.
So good.
And it's not like anyone's fault. Like you said, you know, you just get bogged down with so much stuff, and you know, it's just and even man, how was the band life? Because you said you were in a group. Because man, I've been in a couple of groups myself, and I would say I'm because of that. Like I love my folks, but musicians, oh my God, they are a whole other animal. And like, man, I done came across, you know, I done almost hit some folks with my guitar a couple times, you know. So, I mean, it's gotten to that point. I'm like, look,
my God.
you know, it's too late at night. I'm tired of practicing. I'm ready to
whole attack.
So how was that process for you? Like, how long did you like? What was your group's name and all that good stuff?
So I was in a group called 3 a.m. And we were under a unofficial brand called New Republic that was started by our group member, Anakin. He's called Anakin the Jedi. And then there's Greg King. Yes. So there's Anakin the Jedi, Greg King. And those are two of my bros. I love them so much. And I met Greg King, Phil, like at GPC. And we just connected real quick off of our love of old school off the bat. Like instantly.
I remember
And you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
That's the homie.
He wore the glasses, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember Phil.
I didn't know you knew him.
Yeah, I met him at when we was at Perimeter. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
He used to come I think he used to hang out with somebody I knew. But yeah, he used to always talk about his music. Wow, I didn't know that's who he was in the group with. That's dope. Okay. Yes. Okay.
That's my bro. And we connected through that, and through him, I met Anakin because they actually went to the same high school together. And so Anakin at the time was looking for a singer, and so Phil introduced me to Anakin. And so from there, we would go to Anakin's place like every weekend. And we just connected right away through music because me and Anakin just had amazing chemistry, like writing music together. And instantly, like the bond that we had from between all three of us, we were just like, why don't we just be in a group? And it came together like that. And we just started working on music like every week together. And then we just started like performing places. And like, we were like individual artists, but we still like worked together as a union. And that was us for like since 2016.
Oh, wow.
And I would definitely say like my experience in the group, you definitely would be like a family. You're going to bump heads at times, but also like it's love at the end of the day. Like I've learned so much from both of them of how to grow as my own artist, because before I met Phil and Anakin, I wasn't recording. I didn't know what type beats were. Like, I had no idea what any of that was. Like, I didn't know where to start. I was just writing music from my head and hoping one day, you know, I'd find a producer or something. And because of them, they introduced me to, like, recording my music, like, how to record my music, how to put my music out, like, how to like, you know, get my music released on platforms and promote it. Like they taught me so many things how to start off because they've been putting out music before me. And from there, like, I definitely grew as a person with them. And now also everything I know now from both of them, I'm taking with myself solo now. So
that's really cool. That's good stuff. Well, hopefully, you guys will get a chance to perform again, live soon, after we get off of this this quarantine train. So
yeah, like, I know right now we're definitely doing our own things because, COVID and everything. And because, we were in a group for so long. And, even though we went through so many experiences, we just came to the realization, we can grow individually, but we still support each other. We still work on music with each other. At the end of the day, like, if they ever needed anything, like, I'm there regardless. And I could definitely say being in a group, it teaches you how to work with people. It teaches you how to, cooperate with people and work as a team, definitely. And I definitely feel like it teaches you how to grow as your own person. So it was a great experience for me, most definitely.
That's what's up. Just hearing you talk about that, it kind of takes me back to college days, because even before I joined the groups I was in, I was scared to play guitar in person, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and the funny thing was, like, I would play first thing in the morning, and the guy across the hall from me, he would knock on my door. He was like, "Hey, man, is that you or is that your alarm?" I was like, "Yeah, that's me playing." He's like, "Yo, man, it's just me and a bass player at my church, and we need a rhythm guitarist. Do you want to try out?" And blah blah blah.
Ooh,
so try that.
Okay.
Yeah, so tried out, and then I played in a church band for a while. Me and one of my friends that's a great freestyle rapper, we had a little rap rock thing for a minute.
Hey.
Yeah. And then I joined. And the crazy thing about you is, like, it's which is I think why I part of the reason I connected with you, like, immediately. Like, you actually remind me a lot of the lead singer that was in my poetry band.
Really?
Like, y'all can be sisters. It's actually scary. Y'all look just like y'all look just alike.
She's my twin.
and same vibe. Yeah, this vibes.
Cool.
You said what? I'm sorry, you went out.
Oh, it froze.
You froze, bruh.
No, but you're fine.
Yeah, you're good now, but yeah, we kind of heard a little bit of it.
We're all here.
We heard you.
Yeah,
We're still here.
Okay, we good.
Yeah, you just kind of froze for a second. So good.
Okay, cool. But yeah, it just takes me back. So it's it's really cool hearing stuff like that. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was in a band, Chad. I never knew that.
Right. I didn't know
you didn't know that?
Yeah, you never told me that one. That's new.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Chad does this thing. He was he also performed at a wedding once. So
I did.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Hey,
Yeah.
so look, Chad, I'm gonna tell you to dust off the guitar for my wedding day. You should have never told me that, Josh.
Hey, I got you, sir. I got
me a guitar player.
Hey, no problem.
That's a skill.
Thank you. But it's one of those things, like you were talking about earlier, reconnecting. Back in the old college days when me and Dmitri was messing around, for whatever. It was free.
Right.
And, I wasn't going to class. I wasn't doing no work. I would go, literally. I would be like, I would party during the day, and then we'd be like, okay, it's Saturday night, so we got practice for this band tomorrow, and then I had practice for talent shows, and then the actual band I was in with the lead singer that you remind me of, I was actually in a poetry group, and I did the accompaniment.
I was too.
Awesome. See, that's what's up. So yeah, I wasn't doing no work. I was just playing guitar all the time. Those were good days. Those were fun days. But when you grow up, you know what I'm saying, I got a little older. I don't even play guitar like that no more. So it's just one of those things.
You should play it again.
You got all this free time, bruh. What you doing?
You do.
Get back to it, man. Get back to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, I'll dust it off, but yeah, that's good stuff. Like I said, that reminded me a lot of, similar experiences. So I appreciate that, Kemi.
Yeah, also support my
Kemi,
brother too.
Kemi,
Oh yes.
I want to say another congratulations to you on your studio. Congratulations.
Yes.
Congrats.
How's that?
How is that going for you? Congrats.
Yeah.
I know you have been posting and talking about it for the longest, so you know I had to congratulate you on that. So how is it?
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this real quick too with the group thing before I answer that question. Support my bros, Greg King _ and Anakin the Jedi. Just real quick. I just had to put that out.
Then, 100% plug, yes.
They're so talented, they're so dope. Definitely go check them out. And also with my studio. So basically how I put it together, you said, basically?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So my dad, he definitely was the major help of this. Because he growing up, like he was a DJ and he still DJs till this day. Like that's where I get all my music love from, my father.
That's dope. That's so cool.
Yes. And he like has all the like DJ equipment, photography equipment. That's my influence right there. And so through his help, he would like help me find like the right equipment that I need, because you know, he wanted to make sure I got the right one that actually like suited like me as a singer. And so I would just watch like YouTube tutorials and like get advice from my dad and get advice from like my other homie. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I'm blanking out. Blanking out.
All good?
You're good.
Yeah, it's fine.
My homie Jordan. Also follow him, Jam the Artist. But
There we go.
I would get advice from him because he would build his own studio too. And I was like, you know, I can't really go and record where I want to, because I used to record my homie Caleb. Also, shout out to Caleb. So many people got a shout out.
Yeah.
And like I used to just travel, like commute on MARTA all the time to go work on music. Like I'll be there till midnight almost. And like it just got to the point where I was like, okay, I gotta finish my project, my EP. So I'm gonna get me the studio. So my dad, we will go through the different like bundles and sets, like which microphone you need, like which audio interface you need, which speaker you need. And so from there, like the money I saved up during the quarantine, I push it towards that. And I end up ordering it, and it came, and my dad put it together in my room. And so I just started working on my music from there.
Wow.
So now I can wake up whenever I want to work on music. I can, you know, it could be like 1 a.m. in the morning. I could just go record if I need to. So that's how that came together.
Man, that's legit.
Cool.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's
and
cool.
again, congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Congrats.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Congrats.
Thank you, you guys. Like I feel like it's the biggest, one of the biggest accomplishments I was able to do, because like I said, you know, I was all over the place before trying to find like a legit place to record. Like I tried recording at the school, like I tried going here, X, Y, and Z, and like all my options were just like falling one by one. So thankfully, like I found my homie Caleb, because he was just like, you want to come and record? And I was like, you know, you want me to pay you? He was like, no, it's fine. Like, you know, because I would vent to him all the time, like, I don't know what to do anymore. And so even learning from him, like seeing the software he used, like I also did my research on software that'd be best for me. I got Logic Pro 20. So I've been using that, which is amazing software for any of my people trying to find a software for artists in general. That's a great one to pick. That.
Yeah.
Definitely get it. It's worth it. So that was the process of how I did it. I just pushed my money towards it. And I was like, this is going to be my goal by the end of the year. And I was able to do it after all these years. So.
Well, look, you don't have to go struggle to find places to record no more. So that's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, because it was a lot.
I can't imagine that hassle. Like, that's ridiculous.
I bet, yeah.
Because I used to record at my friend Anakin's place, my homie Anakin. And then it got to the point where, you know, I just had to go find and do my own thing at some point. You know, things started to change. So here we are.
Yeah. Oh, and just like a little side note, I never asked, like, as far as music is concerned, like, what's your weapon of choice? Like, what do you play?
I don't even play an instrument.
Wow.
I know instruments. But I don't play any. I'm gonna be real. I want to.
Well, what are you interested in learning?
I really want to learn piano or guitar, because like I love Sade, and I really just I love the whole band situation that she has. Like I always want to have my own band like how she does, but to like learn how to play piano like Stevie Wonder, or to actually play guitar like India Arie, like I feel like even seeing her play the guitar is like amazing.
She's a rock star with it.
Yeah. A beast on the guitar, man. Prince.
Certainly.
Oh my God.
That's my favorite of all time. Favorite guitarist of all time.
Like one of the people who influenced me right now, one of my best friends, Josh. Another person y'all gotta check out.
Shout out.
Plug.
He's like my music husband. Like he's my best friend from high school, and he has the influence of like Prince and Jimi Hendrix through him. He could play guitar, he could play piano, like he just produces everything organically. Like, so he's another dope person. So follow him at Jaxurbation. That's literally the Instagram name. JAXUR JAXURBATION. He's so dope. He's putting out music soon too. It's gonna be great. Oh, wow. But I would love to learn this too. I feel like that would be a great instrument to learn. Electric guitar, all of that.
Well, I'm here to tell you, like, guitar it's a lot, for me, it's a lot easier than piano, only because even if you can't see it, if you can't look at the guitar, there are place markers. Like, so there are places on the guitar to help you feel your way out. So yeah, so that's what I'll say, because piano is just like baby smooth. It's like completely, so it's just like you really got to know your placement. But with the guitar, you can kind of cheat it a little bit, because if you know the instrument, there's like, it's got a lot of ridges and like areas that are like, so it's got a lot of different textures. The guitar is a very like texture driven instrument. There's a lot of stuff going on, so it's easy to find your way around. So I would suggest like definitely start. And plus I'm a little biased, you know, I'm a guitar and bass head, so you know, definitely bass guitar. I love the bass. So that's a good one. You should start with the bass. You should start with the bass. Yes, that's a good one.
And see, my dad, when I was younger, this is how you know I wasn't a patient child. Because as a child, he had this whole tutorial he found for me. Like, we had the acoustic guitar in the house, and I didn't even last a minute. It was so hard. I was like, how did they do this? But I feel like I should still learn. I have time. Still young.
Of course.
Yeah,
there's always time. Yeah, there's always time.
But as far as like piano's concerned, it's like I mean, piano's cool. Basically, like it's like the same sound but different increments in every like 5 or 6 keys.
Ooh, look at you!
It's all about like remembering the sound.
Come on,
here giving all that knowledge. He's like, I know how to play a piano. You know?
I dabble.
He dabbles again, guys. He dabbles.
Look, that's his favorite thing.
I dabble. You know, here and there.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah,
definitely keep doing it.
Definitely. But that's the cool thing about even for people, because I love looking at because I know me and you discussed that a little earlier, just like some of my favorite producers. Like one of my favorite of all time is James Fauntleroy. Like that's my guy.
Yes.
But the beautiful thing, very talented. But the beautiful thing about, you know, just having music as like a universal language and just being able to know what you like you know what you can hear, you know, I think it's something to be said about the difference between just not having the ability to do it because you haven't learned it, and just not having the skill, period. because there's people that
Yeah.
are they just can't. Like I've had people to try to sing along, just me trying to accompany people, and I'm like, okay, what do you want me to play? And they give me something, but they're tone deaf. They can't hear what key they want to be in. So that's a difference between between me saying that, oh yeah, I'm just not a great singer. So I'm a big advocate for that. Is you don't have to necessarily know the ins and outs of the instrument in particular, or even sing it, but you know what you want, you can hear it, and that's the key, because there's so many producers that like Scott Storch, he can't sing, you know what I'm saying, like Timbaland can't sing, but
I love Timbaland.
but he's the guy, you know what I'm saying, but these guys, they're not singers, but they know what sounds good, and that's the important thing at the end of the day.
That's really all that matters. As long as you know like what you want and you can hear it, that's really all you need. You don't have to be the best singer in the world to like hit certain like keys. Like you don't have to be the best certain, like it just, as long as it sounds good, that's it.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But one of the things I definitely wanted to talk about, one of the last things I'll bring up is that you messed up, actually, Kemi, when you told me that you were an anime fan.
Oh, here we go.
You completely messed up.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm in the trap.
You didn't walk up the monster.
And you walked into that trap card, man. He revealed it.
Because as soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh, I gotta get an anime question out there. But
let's do it.
But it's something.
Come on.
Because it's something that I've been noticing, and and I won't really say that it's just hip hop. I think just the African American culture, period. And Marcus, you can actually attest to this, because I won't say that it's exactly anime, but as far as like Japanese culture being referenced by hip hop artists. You can say that the Wu-Tang Clan was the first.
Wu-Tang, I was like, Wu-Tang is a big one.
Yes.
That's a big one. That's what they actually got their name from watching old kung fu movies.
Yeah.
And they reference it in their songs. They use samples from those movies before some of their songs. So that's a big one. And for me, that's why I connected with them. Yeah, because I used to watch those same movies, the little cheap kung fu movies, and they
same.
I love
them. They be talking and their lips don't sync up with the word.
Or they like double them over. They'll double them over. Oh, double them over. So like their words don't match up at all. And you're just like, you don't sound like that.
You don't sound like it. All you see is, we will go to what we are doing.
Exactly.
I've had practice with that. That's how much I used to watch it.
Exactly. And these guys were pioneers. They were doing it before it was cool, So I just want to know, like, so what are you guys' thoughts on just like anime and certain aspects of like Japanese culture becoming more and more synonymous with hip hop and fashion and just really African American culture? Like, what are you like Megan Thee Stallion, for instance? Like
I was gonna say she definitely
she's out here now doing the thing.
And I love that. I love that because she just, especially when she cosplays the characters and she shows her interests, like it's so refreshing to see. Yeah. It's really refreshing. And I feel like it is becoming synopsis because now that you see like anime is influencing people's like clothing styles, hairstyles, of that. Straight up every day, like living, breathing. And also, if you think about it, there's Asians who are also very influenced by Black culture too. For sure. Like in their music, definitely too. And I feel like a major example where I've seen like anime and hip hop become synopsis with each other is, I gotta say it. This is the classic. This is the classic.
There we go.
Samurai Champloo.
Come on now.
Hey, yes. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking
Mugen, breakdancing.
Yes.
Favorite
yes.
A good moment.
Hey, that's your mic drop right there.
That's the mic drop, man.
He did it.
Let's not forget about Samurai Jack.
Oh, we can't forget about Samurai Jack.
We can't forget Samurai Jack.
I hate that I forget the guy's name, but it's actually a guy
You
who
talking about the
made a
musical
hip
dude?
hop song about Samurai Jack, and he has like a little animated video with it.
Yes.
And it's so dope. It's like the dopest thing.
Wait,
I've
I know
ever
you're
heard.
talking about. Is
Yeah,
he a
you know what I'm
rapper?
talking about. Yes,
Daniel
he's a rapper.
Carey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
there
that's
we
who it is.
go.
I was trying to think of it too.
See, that's why you my girl. That's why you.
He was talking about
We
Goku
here.
in another song. He was talking about like dropping spirit bombs like Goku in another song or something like that. I was like, hey.
Yeah, man.
That dude is awesome, man.
He's so talented. My one of my best friends got. I just have to shout out so many people. My homie Jasper.
Shout out Jasper.
Shout out.
Hey,
That's my bro, my twin flame. Like he introduced me to Denzel. I said, oh my God, I said Daniel Curry. Denzel Curry.
That's that guy.
Yeah, that's we know what you meant. We got you.
No one canceled me. I just got into this.
No, you good.
That's all good. You know?
Denzel Curry is so freaking talented. He showed me that whole video, and he collabed with Kenny Beats, who is a talented producer. He is just killing the game right now. And yes, he used the Samurai Jack style. He used like so many different styles, animation styles in there. And I feel like it's becoming synopsis because it reminds me of New Jobbies. It reminds me like Jay Dilla, how they were the pioneers of like lo-fi hip hop.
Lo-fi
infused with anime. So it's so much influence through that. And I think it's great because they're both storytellers in a way. Like anime is a storyteller and definitely like hip hop is storytelling, and mixing them together, like they match perfectly. Like,
I mean, it really does. It's almost like the two genres were just meant for each other. It's just like, it's just so dope, man. And like, cause you hear it now more so, and some people, are more creative with it than others, cause like you listen to Lil Uzi, he drops like,
I love
like I can't go on Instagram for 2 seconds without somebody having some Lil Uzi Naruto
AMP.
Yes, that.
I remember AMVs.
Hey, still
around. I'm not gonna lie though, y'all. My favorite AMVs of all time, XXXTentacion's got the craziest AMVs of all time.
I see a lot of anime videos with X. Definitely infused, and that's I definitely feel like it's an amazing blend because it brings together two different cultures, like in a very compromising way. Like it's so important. So important.
Yeah,
definitely.
So watch anime, guys.
No, definitely watch some
anime.
Oh yeah. And what are some of you on the subject of anime? Like give me like a top 5. Like what are you into?
Don't do that, sir.
If you can't do 5, give me a top 3 at least.
Wait, why'd you make it smaller? You made it smaller for her.
Even harder.
You said, take it to top 3. Like, dang, you just trying to, might as well say, give me a top 1.
How do I do this? Okay. Oh God.
All right.
Well, just what are you into right now? What do you watch?
There you go.
I'll make it easier. Yeah. What are you watching right now?
Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna name like 5 I grew up with, and then 5 I'm getting into at this moment.
All right.
Okay, so growing up, my first anime was Sailor Moon. Definitely.
All right, classic.
I grew up on like Hayao Miyazaki films. I forgot to answer the question. The artistic influences. That's my artistic influences. Like
wow.
Hey, that's cool.
Nice.
I love him so much.
Yeah, me too.
Such a beautiful film. Such an amazing animator. Like the composition of the music, everything. Growing up, Naruto most definitely took over my whole life.
Yeah.
I had the headbands, I had the books, I had the mangas. It was obsessive. Inuyasha definitely was another one that I was into.
Another classic. Yeah.
Yes, a classic. Dragon Ball Z was another one I was into.
There we go.
So many sagas. Jesus Christ. And last one, Full Metal Alchemist, because we did talk about that.
Chad, where you at?
Yes.
Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here
Chad.
for it. Look, that's my favorite of all times.
You got the
Yes.
coloring books and everything. You got the signed
Yes.
autographs and all of it.
All of it. I got so much
Exactly.
Full Metal Alchemist memorabilia.
You
It's
got the
scary,
body pillow
so.
too.
Right?
I do not have
You got the ad body pillow and
guys.
everything.
I do not.
Ad body pillow and everything. Don't lie to us.
I do
Tell us you're a
not.
fan,
I do
man.
not. Not
Okay, he
that
doesn't
much
have
of
the
a
body
fan.
pillow.
Yes.
You gotta have
Body
something.
pillow.
It's okay. I got like a stuffed toy over there of like Hamtaro and
Man, a lot of people talk about Hamtaro.
and K-On. Yeah. Hamtaro was the original. It was adorable.
Hamtaro was dope.
And I would say anime now that I'm into, I'm getting into so definitely Hero Academia.
Okay,
Of course,
all right.
of course.
Is really dope. I'm getting into currently Blood of Zeus. It's like a new one that came out.
That's so
Everybody
good.
keeps saying that's good.
Recommend it.
That out.
Anybody who's listening,
You got
recommend
to.
that. You gotta watch it. It's good.
The first episode was dope. And I'm watching Dr. Stone right now, which is dope.
Of course.
Sick.
I love Dr. Stone. And I'm trying to catch up with One Piece.
Okay, yeah, there we go. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing.
It's okay if you don't.
Hey, don't discourage her. Don't discourage her. Encourage her to keep going. That's what you do.
Because I watched it growing up and I got back into it. And I made it to the time skip, but I was just like,
she made it to the time skip. Okay.
Yeah, I made it to the time skip, but it's long.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to finish it, though, I promise. And then another one that I've been getting into as well, I would say, it's another one I'm actually rewatching, actually. Dang. It was like Fooly Cooly and Cowboy Bebop. Thank you. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Fully Coolie and Cowboy. Yeah, those are good ones too.
Another classic.
Yeah. I like catching up with the old classics, but I would say those are the few new ones I'm getting into. So Dr. Stone is taking over my life right now.
Dr. Stone is amazing. Yeah.
But you talk about an anime with a really, really, really good soundtrack. Fully Coolie is amazing.
Yeah.
I actually have the vinyl for that. Fully Coolie.
You have the vinyl?
Oh, no. Guys, hold on, guys. Yeah. Look at this. Hold on. This is how much.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, not that one, but I got a My Hero Academia vinyl too. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What vinyl don't you have?
I'm about
You
that
took the words right out of my mouth, Demetrius. What vinyl don't you have? Man?
You go pull out this other anime album and be like, I didn't even know you knew about that anime. It's like, yes.
Well, I have 4 anime vinyls. I have A Silent Voice.
Dang.
Hey, that's a classic.
Yes.
Yeah,
I have Fully Coolie and I have
Wow.
Yeah. And I have a Death Note vinyl.
Wow. Oh, Death Note's another one I grew up with too.
Let's not talk about the ending. Let's not talk about the ending of the Death Note.
Let's not talk about it.
I have so much to say about the ending. I rant about it all the time.
You know what? Just go ahead and rant. I want to hear. What do you have to say about the ending? I really want to hear that.
Okay.
Yeah,
so, not to spoil it for anyone who may watch this and never seen the show yet.
Spoiler warning. You can leave and you'll be back in 2 to 3 minutes.
Spoiler alert. Disclaimer.
Right.
Jump back at hour or something here. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Pause here, watch it, then come back.
Yeah.
But growing up, I was mad because I was like, he was aiming for all the criminals in the world by using this book to write their name. I was like, okay, that's dope. And then he started actually killing just people in general, and I was like, okay, this is not where this is supposed to go. But by the end, literally, he got killed and he got stopped at what he was doing because they switched the book. And I was like, that's all it took was to switch the book. That was it. That was literally it. And then as I got older, I was like, you know what? It's all because he was a high school boy with power. that was it. We
Yeah.
all knew this
That
was
was
not
it.
gonna end well. We all knew
Yeah.
this was,
That's it.
that was it. He was just
Yeah,
a high school boy with a book.
Let's not talk about his whole eating the chip scene where he ate the chip and writing names and eating the chip.
That was hilarious.
That's peak high school right there. Like,
Right.
For real.
And they had the nerve to compare him to like Lelouch from like Gurren Lagann. Like, no, they're not the same person. Lelouch,
but to give him credit, yeah, he put on some crazy stuff for a high school student. Like, I mean, some of them, like some of the stuff that he just had foresight about. Like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna forget about the book, but I know that this set of events is gonna happen, to where the book is gonna come back in my possession, and I'm gonna remember everything all over again. That's crazy.
Or that moment when he saw the reporter girl and he pretty much told her who he was, and then she walked her to death. I was like, dang.
Yes.
That had me tripped out. I was tripped. I was like, dang, bruh.
Absolutely.
That's when he became a villain right there. Is when he was like,
villain. Yes.
He abused his power.
Yeah, I have no idea what y'all talking about.
He's like, yeah, I know, bro. Yeah, totally,
you should watch it.
Bruh, we gotta give you a list. Bro.
We gotta get you on some anime, bro.
We gotta give you a list of stuff to
watch.
Like
I always say, I'm old school anime. Like Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, Big O, Inuyasha,
the Trigun in there.
Yu Hakusho,
hey,
all of that good stuff. Yeah, Boy Bebop, so. I'm old school because y'all gotta remember I'm like early '90s baby. I'm on a lot of old school stuff. But it sounds good. Sounds interesting. But I have no idea what y'all talking about books and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Because I used to always wonder how they can switch the book. That was it, and then I realized, oh, he's a high school boy who abused his power. That was literally it.
That was it.
Yeah, he thought he was so smart that they couldn't catch him, and he was like, "Oh, he got caught real easily."
And that anime did just a crazy thing. How do you kill the most interesting character not even halfway through the season? True. It's just like, what in the world? Like, I couldn't even.
That's
watch
when
it
I stopped.
Yep, exactly. As soon as Elle died, like,
I finished it out.
I mean, as soon as he hit the ground, I turned Netflix off.
That was it. The minute they showed his body in slow motion, I was like, that's it. I'm passing. I'm over it.
It was sad, though. His death was sad, though, because he was like, oh, I think you have a friend. I was like, dang, bruh. Like, dang. When I was like,
yeah, it was pretty bad. Speaking of Death Note, did you ever watch the live action movie?
No,
Trash.
I was scared.
I was really good.
Trash.
My past experiences.
Trash. Oh, whatever.
My past experiences with live action anything has never been good. Last Airbender, trash.
Ah, trash.
Yeah, it was
Dragon Ball Z Evolution,
it was
trash. Full Metal Alchemist, trash.
No, Full Metal Alchemist
is
trash. Yeah. Now I'll be honest though, like the one thing I really love, and I think I'm like the only fan, like, because I love the fact that they made Elle black, and then that they made my boy Keith Stanfield Elle. He did such a good job as Elle, but nobody says anything because the guy that played Light did such a terrible job. But Elle was like Keith Stanfield. Shout out to Keith, man.
I love him.
Killed it.
He's a
he
great
did really
actor.
good.
Yeah, he was the whole movie.
He was the whole movie. He did really good as Elle. It was just like the cartoon. Like,
I'll just say, he wasn't enough to carry it for me, man. I was just like,
whatever.
I was like, you're okay, bro.
Ryuk was good though. Willem Dafoe played Ryuk.
Wasn't Ryuk a black guy too?
Ryuk was Willem Dafoe, the guy that played the Green Lantern in the first, not the Green Lantern, the Green Goblin.
Wow. Put some respect on my man's name, man.
Green Goblin.
Talk about Green Lantern.
Okay, so basically, Elle was played by. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that was played by Keith. Yeah, so it was pretty good. So if you get a chance, check it out. If only for that, check it out because he did a really good job.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
For him.
You can't say if you like Death Note, you'll love that movie. Like, no, you can't say all that. You can't tell that dream. You can't tell that to him.
Nah, I mean, but I won't crap on the whole movie. There were some good aspects, but
Yeah.
you know,
I'll watch it.
I'll take your word for that.
Definitely check it out. Now, all our listeners, if you're a fan of Death Note and you haven't seen the movie yet, you know, just watch it for the performance of like Keith, because Keith Stanfield did his thing. So
you start off so positive with it. You're like, if you like Death Note, watch it for his part.
For him.
Right. Watch it for the 10 minutes that he was in.
Oh my god.
Don't expect anime here.
Oh, and one more thing before we go, I'm mad I almost forgot to ask. Your actual stage name, is it DOE or is it Doe or what?
I actually it's funny because I changed in between. Because before it was like Doe, like you could call me Doe or DOE, but the acronym that I added to it as well means Deviant of Ebony. And it's basically deviant, you know, means outcast, and ebony black. And so as a dark-skinned woman, especially in the music industry, are seen as outcasts. But I'm embracing it, and you know, just want to show people that as a dark-skinned woman, as many have before me, that you know you can thrive whatever you do.
That's awesome. I'm so man, because I almost forgot to ask you that. So that's
and I was just about to ask you that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Stole my question.
Oh, my bad, Josh.
It's all good.
Yeah, bro. That's what happens when you come on this side of the street, bro. I'm taking questions. That's how I do.
Take all the questions, bro.
I take all the questions. But with that being said, like, Kemi, it was such a pleasure having you on tonight.
Yes, it definitely was.
Like, we really enjoyed it. 100%.
Oh yes, I enjoyed y'all. Y'all are hilarious. So enjoyable to talk to. Like,
that's what's up.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you gotta come back. You gotta come back.
Oh, definitely
I want
gotta fly back.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
I definitely will. I would love to, because I was so nervous. I was like, I'm gonna be rambling, and it's just, I was like, this is just gonna be all over the place. But it went really well.
Hey, you know, it makes us feel good to hear you say that. You know, that's awesome. I'm loving it. So
yeah. And I forgot to mention a few more people. It's funny because I read those questions about the musical inspirations. I put all my vinyls next to me. I didn't even show the vinyls. That's how much.
Show the vinyls.
Yeah.
So,
yo, FK Twigs, what?
Yes. I love her.
Now.
So I really love FK Twigs. She's so dope. She's so different.
Yes.
And I feel like she's very underrated, but I think she's more known internationally. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I love Aaliyah. I got this one.
Yes. Yes.
Because you can't find any of her music on the platforms, and that's a whole different story for a whole nother day.
That's a whole nother day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bunch of craziness. Yeah.
It is.
That was Prince for a long time to leave.
Yes, it was.
I had a hard time finding Prince stuff.
So hard. And then, of course, Janae. Gotta have Janae.
Of course.
I was supposed to see her live, by the way, with one of my best friends, and COVID happened, so.
Man, tell me about it.
Everything,
no,
man.
Me and my brother had tickets. We were going to see Post Malone. And then when I was so hyped for that. Then COVID hit and we had to sell the tickets. I was pissed.
Dang.
Yeah. No, we had to sell like 2 or 3 tickets because we had like 3 or 4 concerts to go to. Yeah.
Who's all the people you're gonna see?
We were gonna see James Taylor.
Oh, his voice is so nice.
Yes.
He's really
Green
good.
Day.
Yeah. Green Day.
Hey,
my childhood. Them and My Chemical Romance. Like,
yes.
Evanescence, all of them.
Evanescence, that's childhood all the way.
And Panic at the Disco. How can I?
Oh, of course. You can't forget them.
You know, I actually saw them in concert right before If you go on my Instagram, I had front row seats. Wow. Well, not seats, but I was like right under the stage. Yeah, I was right under the stage. Yeah.
You was right near Brendan Urie. Yes.
Yeah, that's a crazy story for how that happened. But like you said, that's a story for another day. But, but yeah, I was right under Brendan Urie, looking right up at him. It was all the videos are on Instagram. Right before COVID hit, I saw Lizzo on the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys want to see all that content, check out his Instagram.
check out my Instagram, right?
It's loaded with content, guys. Don't worry, I got you.
Right.
You gotta advertise. You got to.
Yeah, you gotta advertise all your stuff, man.
You got to.
But hey, concerts are gonna be great when COVID's over.
Ooh, exactly. And who was that?
It is, I got this today. Just wanted to make this the last one I show. Ike and Tina Turner.
Nice.
Nutbush.
Oh, man. Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a classic.
Yeah, that's sick.
Man.
Man, I have no
friend
Tina
Josh.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You got a nice little collection right there.
I'm trying. My dad, he has the biggest vinyl collection, so like I'm trying to get like him.
That's what's up. Hey, I mean, whenever inspiration hits, like me, I'm a crate digger. Like, but right before the pandemic, like I would always there's like a little record store right up the street. Just go sit and dig in crates. You know what I'm saying, for about an hour. Yeah,
I'm gonna do that. Definitely, I need to.
No, I'm telling you, that's the move. But yeah, talking about promotion, I want you to let all of our viewers know, let everybody on YouTube, everybody. Yeah, just tell them where they can find you on social media, what projects you have coming out, all that good stuff. Okay,
hello people. So my main Instagram is doe.pdf, so doe.pdf, like the file. So that's where you can find all my music. I do post my art on there from time to time, but I have a separate page for it. But for that page, I have my EP Hymn coming out hopefully by the end of this year. And it'll be the first EP project I've ever put out in my life. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But for now, I have my music out. I have Connection. I have my song Hennessy. So if you go to the link in my bio, you'll find all my music content, my YouTube channel through there, all of that. So, and then my second page that I'm currently working on, it's, let's see, art by _Doe. So art by _DOE. And that's where you'll find all of my art, my commissions I've been working on for people. That's where I'm gonna be posting all of that stuff. So
amazing, definitely. So yeah, guys, of course we'll have all of Kemi's information in the description below. Hey, all you freaks and geeks out there, we are the Square Round Table. The Square Round Table podcast is brought to you by Science on a Postcard. Science on a Postcard is an online store that specializes in science-themed enamel badges, lanyards, environmentally friendly tote bags, notebooks, and lots more goodies that represent individuality and inclusivity in the scientific community. You could find all these wonderful products on sienceonapostcard.com. And for all our YouTube watchers out there, we will add their website and all their social media platforms in the description below. And now a word from our sponsors. The Square Roundtable podcast is brought to you by 2 Photon Art. 2 Photon is an art collective whose primary mission is to make science more accessible through science communication and art. Some of their art includes science-themed patches, jewelry, stickers, zines, and clothing, all of which contribute to the inclusivity, equality, and the overall advocacy for human rights in and out of the scientific community. You can find all of these wonderful pieces on 2photonart.com. And for all our YouTube viewers out there, we will add all of their website and social media info in the description below. So, hey guys, guess what time it is?
Shameless promotion or plug. plug.
Yes, guys, it is time for the shameless promotion. So, you can catch all of us, the Square Round Table podcast, every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, at 12 p.m. Central time, and at 1 p.m. Eastern time on MajorZoneMusic.com.
And you can catch us on YouTube on Friday at the Square Round Table podcast. And if you like our video, give us a like. comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell underneath the video so you know when we post a new video.
Yes, hit that bell, man.
Oh yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Support.
And yeah, don't be like Chad when he was younger, guys. Go to school, do your work.
Wow, wow, you gonna do it like that? Wow, kids.
When he was younger. Okay, when he was younger.
Yeah. So wow. Hey, he's calling you old man, bro. Calling you old man.
Let me italicize when he was younger.
Called you an old man.
Hey, look, like Kemi can attest to this. Like, look, just going to a performing arts school, you know, you got to keep your grades up. But I mean, most of the time. But were you like in, because you went for performing arts right?
Yeah.
Or visual. Well, so you were in like the theater room like all the time.
Yo, I was like majored in my art for this 1 year because I remember before that I went to Hooper Alexander, which was like the elementary middle school before you go to like DeKalb School of the Arts. So I was majoring like choir at that time, like vocal. Then I transitioned to DeKalb School of the Arts, and that's when I majored in my art. And so from there, you had to get credits up, you know, to be in the school. Like you had to make sure you get an amount of credits by the end of the semester. And I worked like behind the stage for like plays and stuff. So yeah, so I had to stay after school and like help like learn how to set up like a stage for like a play show, all of that. Like I was there all the time. So I understand full-heartedly. It's not easy. Yep. It was fun.
See?
Not easy.
see, Joshua, I got backup. You got to work hard in performing arts schools. Don't tell me.
Oh yeah, we heard your story about when you just goofed off at school. We heard that story, so you can't lie to us, man.
I worked hard before I goofed off in the art room.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
You get a pass.
I've cried at art school. Like, so serious. It builds character.
You know what the worst thing the thing that builds tough skin in art school is when especially if you don't finish the project, but you still got to get up there on Friday and like have everybody talk about your art.
I'm getting more flashbacks.
Me too. Yeah. But that mess right there builds character. But yeah, guys, it seriously does. So yeah, y'all, all of y'all out there that, you know, all of you guys can attest that you gotta work hard, depending on whatever school you go to. You play afterwards, but do your work first. Make sure you guys keep your grades up, man.
Yeah.
Work hard, play hard.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I would love everybody here tonight to introduce themselves one more time before we sign out. And once again, my name is Chad Singleton.
Dmitri.
Josh Singleton.
Marcus.
And Doe, DOE.
And this has been the Square Roundtable. We are out.
We out.
Oh, oh.